Hi, this is Mike, and welcome back to 5 Minutes of Fantasy Sports. So, I did a video on Week 12 waiver wire pickups for football yesterday. So today we're looking at basketball, and I want to talk about a couple moves that I made just over the last couple days and tell you why, and maybe something that can help you out as well. So let's take a look here. And let's go take a look at transactions. So this is a feature that I didn't find out about till recently, which is probably kind of shameful because it's probably existed forever. But if you go to Yahoo and you click on League and then you go to transactions, you can actually sort by teams. So at the top, kind of on the right side, it says all teams. If you change that and just select your team, then you can just see all the transactions you've made. So I talked about my Michael Porter Jr. for Ben Simmons move that I made. Might not pan out very well. But just recently, so the 26th, 27th of November, I added Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and I dropped Hassan Whiteside. So my thinking behind that was Hassan Whiteside, he's someone who puts up decent boards, gets usually around a block a game, maybe, 7 points or so. We can actually look at his stats. So some games he's got 10, 12, 10, 11 points. Some games he has 5, 6, 10 rebounds. He's not much on assists, not much on steals. Usually gets a block. He's averaging under that. So he was a player who's not going to go great. The only way he's a backup center. The only way he breaks out is if the guy behind him, the guy ahead of him, Gobert, goes down, and there's no sign of that right now. So I added KCP because he's been pretty good with his threes lately. He shoots pretty good percentages for a guard, and his free throws are decent. He also is pretty good in the steals category and gets a few assists. So he's a decent player. He's been doing pretty well over on the Wizards as well. So I thought I'd give him a shot. And same thing with Andre Drummond. Andre Drummond has been playing for Joel Embiid, and he's been doing decently on that. He's been hitting the boards like crazy. You can see he had a 25, a 20 board, 16, 12, 23, 12 rebound game. Today was Joel Embiid's first game back, and he played 12 minutes. He got 2 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block. So nothing spectacular there at all. He's back into a reserve role. So he was looking like someone that won't be doing much in the future. So Tyus Jones has an opportunity in Memphis because of Ja Morant's injury. He had a knee sprain, and they're thinking he might be out a couple weeks. I had Ja Morant last year, and he started off the year gangbusters, kind of like he did this year. And then he had the bad injury around, I think, December, January, and he was out for a while and then came back and was okay. But Ja Morant, the way he plays, he's just all go. He's kind of like Russell Westbrook in that sense. He's a much better shooter, but he does get injured quite a bit because he's so explosive. Anyway, hopefully Ja Morant's okay, but Tyus Jones has the opportunity to move into the starting point guard role, so he should be able to get me some decent stats. So I'm kind of moving around. My team is strong in rebounds anyway, so I'm hoping that these two guys will get enough rebounds to make up for one of them and then also get me some other stats as well. So if those two players are available in your league, KCP, Tyus Jones, I would recommend them. I also added back Alex Caruso. Was a mistake to drop. Thankfully, no one else picked him up, but he's been putting up great stats as well. He's the steal captain of the league. Today, he put up 22 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists coming off the bench, and he's a great free throw shooter as well. So I'd look for him. I'm trying to see who else might be available, players that I added. Kemba Walker, I talked about him. He's been disappointing this year. But my team has been on a good run the last couple weeks. It does help that I played the team that was in last place and second to last place this week. So right now I'm up 6-3. It's probably going to stick around there. I don't have too many players playing tomorrow. But basketball, there's not a lot of guys going tomorrow. So Memphis has a game. So if you want to add someone like DeAndre Melton, I think he's available, pretty high numbers. Kind of a idea that I had was adding the center in Memphis, the backup center, which is, let me just find him here. You always think of it before you start the video, and then you start the video or you start the podcast and you can't remember the guy's name. Brandon Clark. I remembered it right after. He's available in how many leagues here? He's 11% rostered, so He's someone I think will get more minutes just because there'll be more minutes available. Even though he's not a ball handler, he puts up pretty good numbers. So when he gets 26 minutes, you can see 16 points, 8 rebounds, an assist, a block. So he's hit and miss because he's a backup. You never know how many consistent minutes he'll get, but he's been pretty good up and down. And Steven Adams has not been great either. I think Steven Adams is, definitely trending down. So I'd look to Memphis to get some players. Obviously they're not going to replace Ja Morant, but if you can get Melton, he's available in my league. I was considering picking him up instead, but I did not. Anyway, look for those guys. Memphis, like I said, has a game tomorrow. If you're looking for a quick matchup, you can add the day before. You can do that. So anyway, that's my basketball recommendations, and I'll see everyone tomorrow. We'll probably finish up talking football.